Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Prescott High School. John Rust with you here. Welcome to KYCA's first sports live stream of 2023. And for tonight, we've got the Prescott Badgers taking on the Coconino Panthers. Prescott coming into tonight's game with a 9-1 record. Coconino, they are an even 8-8. Because they had a lot of tournament games for the first half of the season, so they got a lot of action in. Teams out on the court, Prescott in the home whites, Coconino in the road reds. Quickly running down the starting lineup for you. For Coconino, we have number 1, Ivory Washington, number 4, Gus Fox, number 11, Tyler Reagan, number 12, Coulter Carden, and number 24, Memphis James, as Prescott has control of the ball to start things off. Zane Gall with it. Over on the far side to Rome Bassett. Over to Cooper Magnet. Magnet loses control of the ball. Oh, Zane Gall just keeps it from going out of bounds. Now Gall on the inside. Gets a shot off the glass. It's good by the G-Force, Zane Gall. Other Prescott starters tonight. Number 0, Cooper Magnet. Number 1, Uriah Tannett. Number 3, Rome Bassett. Number 4, Jake Hilton. Coco with the ball. Gus Fox having a hard time trying to get that ball. He can't get it off in time. And Prescott gets it on the turnover. Rome Bassett to inbound. Gets it over to Uriah Tannett. Tannett coming down the near side for the Badgers. Now going into the paint. Gets that one over to Jake Hilton. Hilton in the paint, taking the shot. It's good! Nice, easy layup for Jake Hilton to make it a 4-0 Prescott lead. 7 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. Coconino with the ball. Gus Fox with it. Fox gets that to Memphis James. James trying to get that around Jake Hilton. Now Washington feeds that into Carden. And Carden puts it through for 2. And Coconino's on the board 4-2 with 6:40 left to go in the first quarter. Tannett with the jumper. Oh, in and out of the basket. Rebounded by the Panthers. Here they come down the court. Washington with it. Washington thought about a jumper. Now over to James for 3. Off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Uriah Tannett. Tannett, the sophomore, directing traffic. Trying to get around James. Over to Bassett. Cooper Magnet on the inside to Gall. Gall has it stripped away from him by Ivory Washington. Nice bit of pickpocketing there by Washington, trying to go coast to coast through traffic, and no good. And Zane Gall gets the rebound. Long pass to Hilton. Hilton off the glass. It's good! Jake Hilton making it a 6-2 game. Shot no good. Gall again with the rebound. Gets it over to Uriah Tannett. Tannett trying to get around Memphis James. Hands that one off to Hilton. Now back to Tannett. Tannett feeds it on the inside of Gall. Gall taking the running shot. And it's good as Gall bowls over a couple of guys. Oh, no. Actually, they're going to call a charge on Zane Gall. I was wondering about that. Late call on the charge. Into the game now, Riley Henry for Coconino as he takes the inbound from Memphis James with 5:20 left to go in the first quarter. 6-2 Badgers on top. Washington almost loses the ball. Tannett trying to pull it away from him. Bounce pass on the inside. Now for 3. No good by Henry. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be possession Prescott. Badgers coming off a 64-36 win Tuesday night at Mojave. Badgers, in fact, on a 6-game winning streak as Tannett crosses the half-court line. Gets it over to Rome Bassett. Tannett backing out, covered by Memphis James. Now Tannett making his move inside. Almost loses the ball, picks it back up. Over to Hilton. Hilton, long pass to Cooper Magnet. Magnet goes in the paint, takes the shot, and doesn't get the good bounce. But Coconino gets the rebound. Over to Washington. Washington into the paint, taking the jumper. No good, and Coconino still gets the rebound. Washington, nice little bounce pass over to Henry. Henry almost loses the ball. Gets that one over to Carden. Cardon. Misses on that one. Oh! And Rome Bassett knocks it out of the hands of Riley Henry and right into the cheerleaders. It will be Panther possession. And it looks like we're going to have a 30-second timeout here, I believe called by Prescott. 4:22 left to go in quarter number 1. 6-2 is the score in favor of the Badgers. Now, Coconino, they're coming off their run through the Judy Dixon tournament. In fact, both Prescott and Coconino took part in that tournament down at Greenway High School day after Christmas, running through December 29th. Coconino, 2 wins, 2 losses in that one. Panthers beating Glendale and Greenway, losing to Dysart and Estrella Foothills. The Badgers, however, coming away as the Judy Dixon tournament champions. Badgers to inbound. Tannett has it, covered by Memphis James. Tannett flying down the court. Into the paint, trying to go coast to coast. And, in and out of the basket, rebounded by the Panthers. Cardon with it. And that ball gets deflected, I think, off the hands of Jake Hilton, out of bounds. By the way, folks, Pippi Brown into the game now for the Badgers with 4:04 left to go in the first quarter. 6-2 the score. Badgers on top. Ivory Washington. Hovering around the arc. Now bounce pass on the inside. Turning, shooting, and not scoring. Tyler Reagan, and getting the rebound, Zane Gall. Now over to Hilton. Hands that one off to Uriah Tannett. Tannett to Hilton for 3. No good, off the glass. Grabbing the rebound, Tyler Reagan. Bounce over to Cardon. Washington with it. Guarded by Brown. Now Hilton in there. Andrew Lyon also to the game for the Badgers. And losing the ball is Memphis James, and Uriah Tannett comes up with it. Great steal there by Tenacious T. And now Tannett directing the offense. Lyon with it. To Zane Gall. Hands that one off to Tannett. Tannett coming inside. Now to Gall. Gall off the glass. It's good! The G-force for 2, and it's 8-2 Prescott. By the way, folks, new feature here in Arizona high school basketball. We finally have a shot clock. So I got to keep an eye on that, too, as Washington has it, moving inside. Gets through Gall, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Jake Hilton, over to Tannett. Tannett flying down the court again, in the paint, through traffic, taking the shot. No good, rebounded by Gall. Gall and James fighting for the ball, and it's a jump ball call. Uriah Tannett, what a season he's having so far. 26.5 points per game for him. Riley Henry with it now for the Panthers. 2:24 left to go in the first quarter. 8-2 Badgers. Lyon guarding him. Now over to Memphis James. James getting around Hilton. Going for the shot off the glass. And Memphis James with the good bounce. And James walking with his feet 10 feet off a Beal. Lyon with the ball now for the Badgers. Almost loses it now in the paint. Passes that one off to Tannett. Oh, Tannett has the ball knocked away from him, but Tannett on a second effort puts it through for 2. Tenacious T. And for 3, complete miss on that one as the Badgers are up 10-4. Micah Bittner now into the game for the Badgers. He will spell Zane Gall. $1:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Uriah Tannett with the ball. Tannett setting up the offense. Goes past the half-court line, covered by Washington. Tannett making his move on the inside. Double-teamed. Over to Hilton. Back to Tannett on the far side. Tannett through traffic. Turns, shoots, and scores! Tenacious T! And the Badgers extend their lead 12-4. Ivory Washington with the ball now for the Panthers. Bounces that one over to Reagan, and Reagan puts it through the hoop for 2. 12-6 Prescott, 1 minute left to go in the first quarter. Hilton with it. Trying to get past Begay. Bounces that one over to Lyon. Lyon moves into the paint through traffic, loses the ball, stolen away from him by Klaus. Jacob Klaus coming down the near side. Tennette with him. Gets that one over to Henry. Now on the inside. Oh, denied big time by Micah Bittner. Doing it to Kembe Mutombo and going, no, no, no. 25 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Hilton. Now Lyon moves in. The jumper. It's good. Andrew Lyon making it a 14-6 game. Now Coconino, 10 seconds left in the quarter. To Ivory Washington. Guarded by Tennette. Washington making his move inside. Gets it out to Henry. Bounce pass on the inside. Washington turns, shoots, and doesn't get the good bounce as the quarter comes to an end. With our score, Prescott 14, Coconino 6. Going to take a break here, and I'm going to hand it off to our general manager, Jason Zinzaletta, who will have an important announcement for us. Jason?
Oh, okay. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Now, hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on this special edition of Prescott Badger Basketball here on KYCA. Wanted to let you folks know we got a lot in store for you in 2023 here on the News 1490. Of course, we're going to be having Prescott and Bradshaw basketball. The first game of the rivalry, and this will be a 1-1 game, will be Monday night, starting at 7 o'clock. We'll cover the varsity game, and we are expecting to have radio coverage as well as live stream coverage. So we'll bring you all the action on the live stream on our Facebook page, on our website at kyca.info, and around the Prescott area on 1490 AM and 103.5 FM. That's Monday night at 7 o'clock. It'll be rocking over at Bradshaw Mountain, and we'll bring it all to you here on KYCA.
All right, thank you, Jason. And already saw quite a few Bradshaw representatives here, including their new head coach, Kane Atkinson. And I'll tell you what, Bradshaw Mountain off to a tremendous start here. They had a great first half. So Badgers doing well, Bradshaw's doing well. It's going to be a great game. Meanwhile, tonight our focus is on Prescott and Coconino. Badgers up 14-6 here in the second quarter. Cooper Magnet with it. Pass on the inside to Lyon. And, Magnet comes in, gets that ball just in time. Now Gall for 3. Oh, skips off the rim. No good. Rebounded by the Panthers. Gus Fox. On the inside, Cardon trying to get around, or actually that's Reagan trying to get around Gall. Gets the shot. Couldn't put it through. Good defense there by Zane Gall. Now Tennette. Over to Magnet. Bounce pass to Zane Gall. Tennette comes up to the top of the arc. Down the inside to Gall, and Gall puts that through easily for 2. Man, Zane Gall with that big wingspan barely had to jump to put that ball through the hoop. 10-point lead now for Prescott, 16-6. Memphis James trying to get around Lyon. James with the jumper, comes up short, but rebounded by Reagan, and Reagan puts it in. 16-8 now, the score in favor of Prescott. 6:47 left to go in the second quarter. Cooper Magnet with it. Micah Bittner moves inside. Oh, Bittner loses the ball. Memphis James has it. And now it's number 3, Jacob Klaus. Klaus going for the shot. Couldn't get it. Badgers have the ball. Now on the inside to Gall, and Gall with the easy layup for 2. 6 points tonight for the G-Force, who makes it 18-8. Badgers on top. Memphis James almost lost the ball. Dishes it off to Jacob Klaus. Klaus trying to find someone to dish the ball off to. Gets it over to James. James, layup, and through the hoop it goes. Memphis James walking with his feet 10 feet off a Beal on that one. 18-10 the score. Coconino trailing by 8. Badgers with the ball. Cooper Magnet gets it over to Gall. Now Tennette for 3. It's good! Tenacious T with the tray. 21-10 in favor of the Badgers. Gus Fox with the ball for the Panthers. Trying to get around Lyon. Gets it over to Klaus. Klaus moves inside and loses the ball. And that is going to be Badger possession as Bassett and Hilton check back into the game. Ryan Smith also into the game for the Badgers. Hilton, guarded by Washington. Now gets that one off the Magnet. Cooper Magnet trying to get around Begay, hands that one off to Rome Bassett. Oh, Bassett falls down. We get a steal here by Washington. Washington flying in the paint, and Washington off the glass for two. First bucket of the night for the senior Ivory Washington. And we have a rush score. It's 21-12. Raise the Red Star proudly high in hand as timeout is called. And I believe that's a Coconino timeout. 4:51 left to go in the second quarter. Hey, folks, the Tri-City Sports Roundup will be back live this Saturday morning at 8:06, and it's going to be a special edition of the Tri-City Sports Roundup as we will have athletes from right here at Prescott, also from Bradshaw Mountain, Chino Valley, Yavapai College, and Embry-Riddle. They will be sharing with us their New Year's resolutions for 2023. Again, that's the Tri-City Sports Roundup this Saturday at 8:06 a.m. right here on the news, 1490 a.m., 103.5 FM. Also online at kyca.info and live streamed on the KYCA Facebook page. Cooper Magnet with the ball. Now over to Bassett. Bassett directing traffic. Pass over to Gall. Now Magnet coming into the paint. Magnet running shot. They're going to call a charge on Cooper Magnet. First foul of the night for Magnet. JT Begay will inbound for the Panthers with 4:31 left to go in the second quarter. Gus Fox has the ball coming down the near side. Guarded by Bassett. Oh, and shot fails there by Reagan. Panthers get the ball back. Reagan, second attempt, no good. And a nice one-handed rebound by Zane Gall. Over to Hilton. Ball stays in bounds. I thought that was going out of bounds, but the Panthers get it, and that's Cardon. Now over to Begay. And Reagan doesn't get the good roll, but the Panthers get the ball back. Begay with the shot, no good. Badgers get the rebound. Ryan Smith gets that one over to Cooper Magnet. Bassett. Oh, ball almost stolen by the Panthers. Smith gets that over to Bassett. On the inside to Gall. Gall gets bumped into. Play continues. And now Smith gets bumped into, loses the ball, and Cardon gets it. Well, we get a whistle on the play, and I think that's going to go against Prescott. I believe, yeah, that'll be against Ryan Smith. First foul tonight for the senior. Cooper Magnet now coming out of the game for the Badgers. Uriah Tenet back in. Memphis James also coming in for the Panthers. He will replace JT Begay. Gus Fox with it. 21-12. Badgers on top. For three. No good by Washington. And Tenet grabs the ball right in front of Washington. Pass. And the scoop shot is good by the Badgers. Rome Bassett, the Emperor, makes it a 23-12 game. Badgers lead. Shot by Fox, no good. Rebounded by Bassett. Long pass. Getting it is Smith, and Smith gives it to Gall, and Gall with the slam dunkaroo. make it 25-12 in favor of the Badgers. Now Washington with it. Washington jumper through traffic. Comes up short. Rebounded by Rome Bassett. Flips it over to Tannett. Tannett, long pass to Gall. Gall again with the dunk! And timeout called by Coconino. 2:24 remaining in the second quarter. 27-12 in favor of the Badgers. As the Badgers keep pulling away from the Panthers. Zane Gall already with 10 points tonight. Gall averaging 14.6 points this season, along with just under 11 rebounds per season. Gall, coming into tonight's contest, had 109 rebounds. Memphis James will inbound now for the Panthers with 2:24 remaining in the second quarter. Gus Fox has it. Fox trying to get around Bassett, over to James. Now Washington, passing the inside to James. James through traffic, loses the ball. Well, it looks like we're going to get a foul called against the Badgers. Looks like that's going to be against Rome Bassett. Memphis James also having a really good season for Coconino so far, averaging just under 20 points per game. Begay. And three-point attempt comes up for naught by Washington, but Begay gets the rebound. Oh, man, and Begay takes a hard fall to the floor. And he gets right back up. And I believe the foul will be against Uriah Tannett. Up to the line will be J.T. Begay. Begay averaging 1.7 points per game this season for the Panthers, as he'll try to chip away some at that Prescott lead. 27-12 is our score. 27-13 is the score as Begay is successful on his free throw. Ben Dutson into the ball game for the Badgers. Second shot from the line coming up for Begay. Misses on that one. Rebounded by Uriah Tannett. Tannett only 5'9", but man, he is effective on the boards. 61 rebounds on the season. Coming into tonight's game, Hilton through traffic, puts it up off the glass for two. Jake Hilton. 29-13 the score as Hilton extends the Badger lead. Coming down to the final 90 seconds of the half. Fox has that one deflected by Bassett. And it looks like the ball went out of bounds, so it will remain Panther possession with Ivory Washington inbounding. Over to Fox. Guarded by Bassett, hands it off to Memphis James. Bounce pass to Begay for three. It's good! J.T. Begay with the tray, and it's 29-16. Panthers trail. Rome Bassett gets that one over to Dutson. Now back to the Emperor as he sets up the Badger offense. 1 minute left to go in the half. Tannett through traffic, and it's good by Uriah Tannett. 9 points tonight for number one of the Badgers. 31-16, Prescott on top. Ivory Washington with the ball for the Panthers. Almost slipped out of the hand there of Cardon. Making his move inside. Through traffic, takes a shot off the glass. It's good! Coulter Cardon. As we come down to the final 30 seconds of this half, Hilton over to Bassett. And timeout called by the Badgers with 23 ticks left to go here in the first half. Again, Uriah Tannett, 9 points tonight. Mentioned before, he's averaging 26.5 points per game. And one of many multi-sport athletes for Prescott, Tanette had a great sophomore season on the gridiron for the Badgers as they went 9-3 and made it to the Elite Eight of state. Badger football season ending up at Snowflake, a game that I missed because I came down with the C word, but our boss Jason Zinzaletta and Kelly Cordes were up there, and they told me that was probably the coldest game that anyone has ever done in the history of KYCA broadcasting football. Oh, over and back the call against Rome Bassett. So Coconino will have the ball as we come down to the final 21 ticks. Gus Fox inbounds to James. Guarded by Jake Hilton. Now James through traffic takes the shot. No good. Second attempt by James. No good. And Zane Gall gets the rebound. Hilton has it. 4 seconds left. There's the, and missing on that pass for the Badgers. I believe that was Dutson. Right under the basket, just couldn't haul in that ball. Washington hurls that one from half court and hurls it over the board and into the stands. And that will do it for the first half of our contest. Our score here under the dome, it's Prescott 31 and Coconino 18. First half stats here for you. Zane Gall leading the way for the Badgers. He has 10 points. Uriah Tanette with 9. Jake Hilton, he has 6. Meanwhile, will inbound to get things going here in the second half. It'll be Jake Hilton. Jake Hilton, who had an outstanding football season for Prescott. In fact, just this week, he was named to the Prep Red Zone All Northern Arizona offensive team. Him and Cody Leopold and Landon Francis. So congratulations to Jake Hilton on that honor. Rome Bassett with the ball for the Badgers. Feeds it into Zane Gall. Now to Tanette. Tanette over to Gall. Gall for 3. No good. And rebounded by Cooper Magnet. And Magnet puts it in for 2. Cooper Magnet making it 33-18 Prescott. And here come the Panthers. Memphis James. James gets that one over to Washington at the near corner. Trying to get around Tanette. Hovering around the arc now to James. James tries to move in. Cut off by Hilton. Kicks that one out to Fox. Fox through traffic. James puts it up. Gets bumped into by Cooper Magnet. And Memphis James will go up to the line. Memphis James with 4 points tonight for the Panthers. Again, he's averaging just under 20 points per game this season for Coco. First shot is good by the 6'2 senior. Second shot from the stripe coming up for Memphis James. That's good too. 33-20, Coco down by 13. Here in the early part of the third quarter, Rome Bassett crossing the half-court line for Prescott. Guarded by Fox. Ball stolen by James, keeps it from going out of bounds. Now Washington picks it up, bumps into his own guy, and hits that one off the leg of Jake Hilton. Bit of a broken play there as Washington collided with Gus Fox, but still Panthers able to retain possession of the ball. Now Fox trying to get around Bassett. To Washington. James catches that around the shoelaces. Gives a push there to Tanette. Play continues though. Washington flips that one over to number 12, Cardon. As that ball goes out of bounds. Fox, I think he was looking for a foul there. Doesn't get it. And we having a discussion here between the referees, but, well, wherever that discussion was, Badgers will have the ball. Hilton gets it over to Tanette. 6:26 left to go here in the third quarter. Badgers up 33-20. Rome Bassett with the ball. Feeds it to Gall. The 6'10 sophomore to Magnet. Now to Hilton. Hilton thought about a three, trying to get around Washington. Now over to Bassett. Bassett to Gall, flips it over to Magnet. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Badgers got to hurry. Here comes Hilton in the paint. Kicks it out to Bassett for three. No good. Now Hilton off the glass, and it's good. Jake Hilton just beating the buzzer. And now Washington off the glass. Couldn't get that one. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by the Panthers, who are now down 35-20 with 5:47 left to go in the third quarter. Uriah to net. Long pass over to Magnet. On the inside to Gall. Gall under a double team. And now Micah Bittner puts it through for two. One of the top swimmers here at Prescott High School, making it a 37-20 lead for the Badgers. Memphis James moving in through traffic. Feeds that. Oh, man, what a block by Hilton. Oh, but Tyler Reagan gets the ball back, and he puts it in for two. 37-22. Badgers still in the lead. Tenet with the ball. Now over to Magnet. Over to Gall. Jake Hilton has it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Hilton coming toward the paint through traffic, taking the shot. Oh, looks like Hilton got fouled by Ivory Washington, and Jake Hilton will go up to the line. Jake Hilton averaging just under 10 points per game. And Hilton, good on that shot. (40-22), Badgers on top. And missing on that one is Memphis James. Badgers get the ball back. Here comes Tenet. Tenet gets that one over to Magnet. Pass on the inside to Zane Gall. Gall in the paint. Feeds that one to Bittner. Oh, Bittner off the glass, no good, but it looks like Bittner got fouled. I think that's going to be Washington who gets dinged for the foul for Coco. Actually, correction, they're going to call that foul against J.T. Begay, his first of the night. Here's Micah Bittner. Misses on that one. As I mentioned before, Micah Bittner was one of the key members of the Prescott swim team. Actually, him and Rome Bassett were two of the big guns there on that swim team for Prescott, as Bittner connects on that one. Like I said, a lot of multi-sport athletes on this Prescott basketball team. For three, in and out of the basket by Riley Henry, and the Badgers get the ball back with 4:10 left to go in the third quarter. Tenet passes that one over to Hilton. Now to Tenet, guarded by Memphis James. Into Gall. For three, it's good! The G-Force connects on the tray! 44-22 Badgers. James running shot, no good. Oh, nice rebound by Reagan, but he can't put it in. Up. Looks like Reagan might have a chance to make some free throws. Looks like he gets fouled. We'll see who that's going to get called against. Wonder if that might be against Tenet. We'll see. No, actually looks like they're going to call it against Zane Gall. That's his second foul of the night. Tyler Reagan to the line. 4 points tonight for Reagan. Make it 5 points tonight for Reagan. Jacob Klaus into the game now for the Panthers. Also coming into the game for Prescott, we have Andrew Lyon. Second shot on the way from Tyler Reagan. That's good too. 6 points tonight for Reagan. 44-24, Badgers up by 20. Lyon with it on the far side for the Badgers. Trying to get around Henry. Pass to Gall. Oh, nice one-hand grab by Gall. Oh, gets it to Lyon, but he bobbles the ball, and it's stolen by Klaus. Klaus gives a shove there to Lyon. Play continues. Henry has it. Now over to Washington with 3:20 left to go in the third quarter. Bounce pass over to Henry from Begay. To Washington for three. Off the rim, no good. Washington gets his own rebound down the baseline. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup by Ivory Washington. 44-26 our score. And timeout called, and that was for the ref, and I think there might have been a clock issue, not 100% sure. Yeah, I think there was a shot clock issue as they reset it to 30. And this has happened at a few games where the referees have had to remind the people at the scorekeepers table to reset the shot clock. Again, shot clock, a new feature in high school basketball for this season. And in my not so humble opinion, a long time coming for the shot clock. Pippi Brown with it for the Badgers on the far side. Gets it over to Hilton. 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. Loose ball. And now we have a sponge moment. It's a world of human wreckage out there. As Tyler Reagan gets called for the foul. Reagan kind of has his arms out to his side going, what? What did I do to get the foul, man? Well, Reagan protesting the call, but it looks like the call, or it looks like his protest will fall on deaf ears. And now Reagan will come out of the game. Coulter Cardon in for the Panthers. Lyon to Hilton. Pass on the inside to Pippi Brown. Brown turns, shoots, and scores! Pippi Brown coming off the bench for the bucket. 46-26 Badgers. And bounce pass that goes for naught. However, it looks like it hit off a Badger, so the Panthers will retain possession with 2:28 remaining here in quarter number 3. Henry with it. Oh, Henry gets bumped into by Andrew Lyon. First foul of the night for Lyon. And Jacob Klaus will inbound for the Panthers. Pass over to Cardon. And Cardon, nice running shot. 6 points for Coulter Cardon. 46-28 is our score. Badgers on top. Uriah Tennette flying down the court, now into the paint through traffic. He turns, he shoots, he scores! Tenacious T with another bucket. 11 points tonight for Tennette. And it's now 48-28 Badgers. Washington with the jumper. No good. Andrew Lyon with the rebound over to Tennette. Tennette for three. It's good! Uriah Tennette from a whole other zip code buries the three. And now we get a whistle on the play on that shot from Coconino. 51-28 in favor of the Badgers. Looks like a timeout called. And it's going to be a full timeout after that long range three there by Uriah Tennette. Mentioned before, Uriah Tennette, well, just like Jake Hilton, he had one heck of a season on the gridiron for the Badgers, helping them get to the Elite Eight of state. And Uriah, can't really tell you what position Uriah Tennette played. He was one of those jack of all trades where Coach Cody Collette just kind of plugged him in wherever he felt was necessary. Speaking of Coach Collette, he's actually down the scorekeepers table tonight. He's doing the PA announcing for this game. In fact, a few Prescott football players on this team: Uriah Tennette, Jake Hilton, also Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith picked up an all-region honorable mention for his efforts on the Prescott football team this year. Going to be interesting to see what happens to the Prescott football team next year, however, as they're graduating about 24 seniors. But they'll still have Uriah Tennette around because he's just a sophomore. a sophomore who came off a phenomenal freshman year on varsity. So phenomenal, we had him on our Tri-City Sports Roundup Top 10 Local Freshman of the Year list. Gus Fox with the ball for the Panthers. Gets that to Klaus. Klaus off the glass. It's good! Jacob Klaus, his first bucket of the night. 51-30, Coconino trails. Minute 17 left to go. And stealing by Washington. Gets it to James. James off the glass. No good. And another steal there by Ivory Washington. Feeds it inside to Klaus. Now over to Cardon. Gus Fox for three. Skips off the rim, no good. Oh, and a rebound by Ivory Washington. Washington puts it up. Doesn't get the good pass. Washington gets the rebound. Oh, man, what a sequence there by Ivory Washington. He was like savoir faire. He was everywhere. So Washington will inbound for the Panthers with 55 ticks left to go in the third quarter. Man, oh, man. I think Washington took a couple of deep breaths there, but he was pretty active there. Oh, nice steal there by Rome Bassett. The Emperor over to Zane Gall. Now Bassett has the ball. Gall bobbles it and puts it off the glass for two. The G-Force. 17 points tonight for Gall. Memphis James bounces that one over to Klaus. Klaus through traffic, and I don't know who he was trying to pass that to, but it went out of bounds. 53-30. The Badgers with a 23-point lead over Cocoa. 32 ticks left to go here in quarter number 3. Rome Bassett to inbound. Over to Tanet. Memphis James guarding Tanet. He comes past the half-court line, standing on the Badger logo with 20 seconds left to go. Tanet just letting the shot clock and the game clock run down. Now Tanet makes his move off the glass. No good. But Zane Gall putting in the garbage for two. Stolen ball. Jake Hilton has it. 2 seconds left to go. And Hilton with the slam dunkaroo to close out the third quarter. And that will do it for quarter number 3. Our score, Prescott 57, Coconino 30. We'll be back with quarter number 4 after this word from our general manager, Jason Cinzaletta. Jason?
Thank you, John. And in lieu of commercials tonight, it's just me, folks. But we want to thank you for joining us once again on KYCA Sports Coverage. Again, Monday night, Prescott and Bradshaw. We're going to have that game at 7 o'clock Monday evening on the radio side and live streamed right here on KYCA and on KYCA Digital. Of course, we'll have the second Bradshaw-Prescott game when they return here to Prescott High School later in January, and we got so much more coming along. Folks, come along with us for the ride. It's the treasure of Prescott. It's KYCA Radio. We've got Dan Bongino, Sean Hannity, all the news locally and talk that you can handle, and then some. And we're going to be putting out podcasts. We're going to be putting out all sorts of different things on our KYCA digital side. Join us on Facebook. Join us on Twitter. Honest, it's going to be fun. So, okay, John, fourth quarter action, and it's looking exciting already. 27-point lead for Prescott, but still, Coconino has hung in there.
That they have, and, give it up for Coconino because they definitely got some good talent on this team. This is a team who had 6 seniors graduate from their squad from last year, and last year was a great season for the Panthers, going 21-7. So maybe a bit of a rebuilding year this year for Coco, but still 8-8 on the season coming into tonight's game. Gus Fox with it for the Panthers, guarded by Bassett. Hands that one off to Cardon. Cardon feeds it into Tyler Reagan, and Reagan does a little window wiping and makes it 57-32 in favor of Prescott. And like Jason said, Coco hanging in there. Gall, Bassett. Oh, Bassett thought about a 3 from the top of the arc. Now moves in. Gets it to Gall inside. Gall turns, shoots. It's good! Zane Gall with a nice easy shot there. 21 points for the G-Force. Cardon with the shot, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. 59-32 in favor of the Badgers. As we're just underway with the fourth quarter here tonight. Washington to inbound. To Reagan. Reagan off the glass, no good, but a nice rebound, and putting it in is J.T. Begay. Great heads-up play there by Begay. 59-34, Coconino trailing. Zane Gall with it for the Badgers. Gets it over to Bassett. Bassett loses it. Stolen by Begay. Begay racing on the inside, and Cooper Magnet steals the ball. Oh, what a block by Ivory Washington as Magnet was trying to hurl that ball to the other end of the court. Man, oh man. Ivory Washington has been putting on a show tonight for Coconino. Tennette with it for the Badgers. And timeout going to be called by Prescott. 6:39 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Prescott up 59-34. Hey folks, along with live streaming Prescott and Bradshaw basketball games, don't forget to go to our website, kyca.info. Click on the news link, and that will take you to all of our local stories, local news, and local sports. And, of course, along with Prescott and Bradshaw Mountain, we also bring you coverage of what's going on in the world of sports at Chino Valley High School, Yavapai College, and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. In fact, speaking of Embry-Riddle, in the crowd tonight was their men's basketball coach, Eric Fundalevich. In fact, his Eagles will be in action tomorrow afternoon. They'll be taking on Pacific Union at 4 p.m. As Coach Travis Stedman giving some last-minute instructions to his guys. Travis Stedman, he was the Grand Canyon Region Coach of the Year in the 2020-2021 season. Meanwhile, for Coconino, they have a new head coach this year. It is Cooper Elliott. His first year ever as a varsity head coach, longtime assistant coach at Coconino. Tennette over to Bassett. Now back to Tennette. Tennette for three! Oh, comes up short and rebounded by Cardon. Cardon going down the far side into the paint, gets tripped up. Play continues. And now the official calls a timeout. Actually, look, Cardon down for a little bit, now back on his feet. And referee, I guess, was concerned there about Cardon, if he might be injured, but Cardon got up. Well, now he's coming out of the game. Looks like Memphis James will replace him. And hopefully he's okay. Uriah Tennette with the ball, past the half-court line. 6 minutes remaining here in regulation. Gall to Cooper Magnet. Magnet getting around Begay. Now to Gall. Gall top of the arc for three. In and out of the basket, rebounded by Memphis James. James bounce pass to the inside to Reagan, and Reagan does a little window work for two. 10 points tonight for Tyler Reagan. And it's 59-36, Coconino down. Gall with the ball for the Badgers, over to Tennette. Tennette with the jumper. And that one misses. Washington with it. Washington going to close. Oh, Washington bowls over Uriah Tennette. And Ivory Washington going to get called for the charge. Second foul tonight called against Washington. Uriah Tennette to inbound. 14 points for Uriah Tennette. 14 points, kind of an off night for Uriah Tennette, because there have been a lot of nights he's put up 20-plus points. Actually, in the season opener, Tennette had 40 points against Mountain Ridge. Cooper Magnet with the ball, over to Micah Bittner. Flips that one over to Tenet. Almost stolen by Memphis James. Tenet inside through traffic. Loses the ball. And I think from his body language, Memphis James going to get dinged for the foul. Okay, my bad. Sorry, Memphis. It's not you. It's JT Begay who gets called for the foul, his second of the night. And Uriah Tenet up to the line. And Tenet connects on that one. 60-36, Badgers on top. Second shot from the stripe coming up for Tenacious T. And he connects on that one too. 61-36 Badgers. Gus Fox with it. Trying to get around Hilton. Bounce pass over to Begay. Hands it off to Memphis James. Stolen by Uriah Tenet. Tenet with the breakaway. Uriah Tenet dunk!
That's my grandson.
Uriah Tenet dunked! The 5'9" Tenet dunked the ball! Is there anything this guy can't do? That's going on the highlight reel. I gotta mark that down. And Washington with a nice layup there for Coconino. Long pass. Pippi Brown has it. Out to Magnet for three. It's good! Cooper Magnet with the tray. 66-38 in favor of the Badgers. Washington for three. Off the rim, no good. Cooper Magnet with the rebound. Over to Brown. Pippi Brown. Oh, knocked down by Washington. But Brown gets the ball back. Feeds it to Bittner. Bittner has it knocked away. Up. And someone's getting a foul for Coconino. I think it's going to be Gus Fox, and it is. Up to the line will be Micah Bittner. Uriah Tenet with a big smile on his face, and I don't blame him after that dunk. If I were 5'9" and I made a dunk, I'd be smiling wide. Second shot coming up for Micah Bittner. That one's good. Into the game now for the Badgers, Ben Dutson. 67-38, a 29-point lead for Prescott with 3.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Loses the ball. Uriah Tenet with it. Tenet spins around Washington, and Tenet puts it in for two. Oh, man, Uriah Tenet, a human highlight reel tonight, as that one goes through from Cardon. And foul called against someone from Prescott. We'll see who gets it. And it looks like it's going to be Pippi Brown picking up the foul. That's his second of the night. So Coulter Cardon up to the line. He's got 8 points tonight for the Panthers. And he still has 8 points as that one misses. 69-40 the score. Coconino trailing. And I think we might have had... referee called a timeout. I wonder if it might be another clock issue. It is the shot clock again. And again, as I said before, this is just something the people at the scorekeepers table got to get used to. First year that we've had a shot clock in Arizona high school basketball. I think we are actually one of the last states to do shot clock for high school basketball, as Uriah Tenet gets called for a charge. Actually, I had someone on Facebook ask me that if Arizona was the last state to implement a shot clock for high school basketball, and I do not 100% know that answer. Jake Hilton also coming out of the game for the Badgers. $1:50 left to go here in regulation. Fox with the ball. Hands it off to Memphis James. James over to Cardon. In the paint. Taking the shot. Doesn't get the good bounce. And getting the rebound is Dutson. Dutson trying to get around Memphis James. Takes the shot. Oh, man, off-balance shot, and Dutson puts it in for two. And now the Badger student section starting to start the bus chant. As it looks like we get a hand check called against Dutson. And actually, we are in running clock right now as Cardon up to the line. As we come down to the final minute. And actually, in running clock, we do have clock stoppages in the final minute of play. First shot coming up by Cardon, and that one is good. By the way, folks, we do have one score to give you here. The Prescott boys soccer team, who was playing outside against Greenway tonight, as Cardon makes that one. They lost 1-0 to Greenway. Magnet with the ball, gets that one over to Dutson. To Pippi Brown. Brown in the paint through traffic, kicks that one out to Lyon. Lyon, almost stutter steps there. Play continues. And, oh, man! Ryan Smith gets bumped into by a Coconino player and still makes the basket. I'll tell you what, the bench players for Prescott starting to make their presence known. They're taking advantage of their playing time. Smith trying to go for the three-point play here. And he makes it. 74-42 Badgers. Final 35 seconds of this ball game. As Fox, well, he gets run into by Ryan Smith. Gus Fox up to the line. Fox looking for his first point of the night. First shot is good by Gus Fox, who's averaging 2.7 points per game this season. Second shot also good by Fox. 74-44, Coco trails. And Lyon just kind of taking his time. Going past the half-court line, gets it over to Cooper Magnet. Magnet getting around Fox. Andrew Lyon with it. Looks like the Badgers are just going to be content to hold on to this ball for the final 5 seconds. Lyon just dribbling it, and that is going to do it for tonight's game as the Prescott Badgers get the deke over Coconino. 74-44, the final score. The Badgers now 10-1 overall on the season. Folks, thank you very much for joining us for our first basketball live stream of 2023. Again, be sure to join us Monday night, 7 p.m., Prescott versus Bradshaw Mountain, both live streamed and on the radio side. Again, final score from the Dome, Prescott 74, Coconino 44. For CJ and Jason and everyone here at KYCA, I'm John Rust saying good night, everybody.